Man, I need a haircut. I need a shave. Can't be filming videos like this. I'll be back later. What's happening, everybody? So you guys like my haircut? Well, I didn't even get it yet. That's what I'm on my way to do. I'm actually going to a new barber, so we'll see how he does. And this person is letting me go. Thank you, lady. I'm not sure how this is going to sound up here, because one, I drive in a Jeep. It's a stick shift, and it's very loud. So if the audio is terrible, I may not even keep this, so you may never see this. But if it's okay, I'll keep it, and then we'll roll with it. But anyways, I wanted to take you guys throughout my day. Now, I know a lot of YouTubers, they do like full days of, you know, their life and all that. Well, I'm not gonna do that. At least not yet. What I wanna do right now is, I'm gonna go do my life, but as I'm doing my life, I'm just gonna tell you guys a story, and that story is going to be growing up as an obese kid and just stuff I went through and whatnot, because I know you guys hear me say a lot like I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through what I went through. And it's true, I would not be who I am today. From everything that I went through in middle school and high school and, you know, early years of college, I would be a completely different person if I was not obese throughout that time. People treat you a lot differently, you know, when you're obese compared to when you're not. Society in general treats you very differently. So before I go on and talk and say a whole bunch of stuff, I'm gonna pause this, see if the audio sounds decent, and I'll be right back. So throughout this whole day in this story, now this video might be pretty long, and I'm gonna do minimal editing on it just because I want to see if you guys like this style of video, see if you guys like it. And for me to get a long video out, I was thinking, well, I can just tell my life, because that would be interesting. And I think some people may want to hear what it was like back then. And if not, then hey, fine. But we'll start with really I guess the earliest that I can remember. But I started to get I started to gain weight when I was in like the 3rd grade. Before then, I was actually in ballet, tap dance, gymnastics, and yeah, I was that kid because I have 2 sisters, and my mom would always make me go to pick up my sisters from their ballet and stuff or whatever they were doing. And one day I was like, I want to do it. And my mom was like, okay. So I got into gymnastics, and I was that little kid that was doing like front flips and stuff on the trampoline and making everyone nervous. And I was just like, nah, I'm good, I got this. But then it was probably around like 3rd grade is when I really started to gain weight. And I'm not really sure what it was that changed. But I just started to snack on everything, Little Debbie's all the time. Anything that was around me, I would just eat it because it tasted good. I mean, why not? And I really started to put on a lot of weight. And when I got to middle school was miserable for me. Absolutely the worst time ever. I would come home some days with like a black eye or, you know, a bruised arm, and I'd be beat up, and my parents would, you know, I know they were trying to help, of course, like any parent wouldn't want to see their child coming home in that state. So they would go talk to the principal, and by talking to the principal would go talk to the kids, and then the kids would just make it a whole lot worse. You know, they'd say, oh, you're trying to get me in trouble, and then they would just beat me up more. But, you know, like, I can tell you one story, and I'm not going to use last names, just because I don't want to, like, call out anyone like that. But there's this kid named Ethan, and, One time, the teacher walked out of the classroom, and it was an English class, and she walks out, and Ethan gets up and walks over to my desk, and he just looks at me, and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna punch you in the face." And I just sat there and said, "Please don't." And then he did. And I just started crying. I just put my head down. Teacher came back in. And I knew that if I said anything, it would have just made it worse, because he was in like my other classes and he would have done something even worse if I said something to the teacher. So I just put my head down, went to sleep, and the teacher yelled at me for having my head down. So it was just a miserable day. I mean, middle school for me was the worst. I am not a guy that gets into fights, as I've never been in a fight, a real fight, because I'll tell you a story, another middle school story, where, I mean, we traded punches, but it was middle school, it's not fighting. But I've never been in a fight in real life. I've never needed to. I use my words. I don't really agree with fighting. I think it's stupid. Like, someone that just can't express their emotion and they have to just start throwing out punches to express how upset they are. I think it's dumb. So I've never had to be in a fight. Never want to, unless someone's trying to harm my family or friends that I need to interject. Then that's a different story. Anyways, so I guess we'll skip, because that story about an English class, that was in, I want to say 6th grade. So we'll skip over to 8th grade, and there was another kid, and he just sat there in class calling me names the entire class. I was fed up at that point. I had already been through 4 years of hell. I was over it. So I just went up, and we were leaving the classroom, and we leave the hallway, and we walk out of the hallway, and uh-oh, there's a wreck. Anyways, we leave the hallway, and sorry, I'm getting very distracted. There's actually a wreck with a motorcycle. That's not good. And I gotta change lanes. Hold on. The guy is moving, so it seems to be okay. So I think he is all right. All right, there we're back. Sorry about that. Hope that guy's okay. So anyways, like I was saying, we were leaving the hallway, and he comes up behind me and he pushes me. So at this point, I'm done. You know, just like anyone that is just constantly nagged on, constantly just given a hard time, you get to a point to where you bottle it up for too long, and you kind of just explode. That's what happened. So he pushed me, I turned around, punched him in his face, broke his glasses, and then he gets up and he punches me and I punch him, and then finally a teacher comes over and says, "Stop it." And, you know, the thing that kind of upset me the most is that when we went to the principal's office, the principal looked at him and he was like, "Stop making fun of him." And then he looked at me and then he was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, well, you both have detention." I'm like, dude, like, he punched me first. And he's like, "Well, we have a 0 fighting tolerance, blah, blah, blah." So I had to go for an entire day and write and whatever. Not really a big deal. Hold on, I think I'm coming up to the haircut place. Like I said, it's a new barber, so we'll see how he do. You guys can be the judge. It's not my fault if I come out looking crazy. It's his fault. But if he does a good job, then it was all me. That's how this works. Oh, there it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go get this haircut, and I'll be back. Alright guys, just got home from the haircut. Driving and trying to tell a story was not working, so I'm going to go get ready, go to the gym, might record a few sets, have some commentary of the rest of the story over that, and I'll see you there. And that haircut is looking pretty clean. I am digging it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you in a little bit. And we're back. So I'm just going to play some random workout clips. I didn't record my whole workout and didn't do everything because the gym was getting pretty busy. But like I said, mainly just telling you the whole story. So I'm not really going to be hitting on the workout or anything. Just something for you to look at. So let's get back to middle school. And the last thing I was talking about was that stupid little fight I got in with that kid. And something probably that made it to where I didn't really talk to girls too much after this. It was kind of disheartening. A middle school dance was coming up, and I went up to a girl that was very pretty, for middle school, whatever. And I went up to her and I asked her to go to the dance with me. And she looked at me and said, "I'm sorry, I don't go out with guys that have bigger boobs than me." Man, that just made me feel awful. And I was in PE class because in middle school our PE classes it was both guys and girls, and I went up to my PE coach, and I kind of made friends with him. He kind of like protected me because my coach was a very, very big guy, like extremely obese, and he kind of, I guess, knew what I was going through. He would see the kids make fun of me. He'd try to get them to stop. But it was really nice to be able to just go and chill with him, because I would go up to him and be like, "What's going on, Ben? How you doing, buddy?" I'm like, "Man, not good, dude." And I told him what that girl said, and he's like, "It's all good, man. It's going to get better, I promise." And thank God I was able to at least talk to him, because I felt awful. God, I felt terrible at that moment. But he's right, it does get better. Doesn't matter what you're going through, it's always gonna get better. So let's talk about when it started getting better, and let's move on to high school. Now, freshman, sophomore year of high school, not the best. I was in the marching band, and I was the second to shortest person, including girls, in the band. I was tiny, so I was just this round little chubby thing. And for freshman and sophomore year, I stayed that way. I was picked on a lot still. After getting out of middle school, I really, really hoped that it would have gotten better, but at first it didn't. And I actually started dating a girl my freshman year of high school, which was awesome for me. It gave me a lot more confidence. But the bad part is that she would actually, guys would go up to her and be like, "Man, why are you dating that guy? You could do so much better." She was really pretty. And I had one guy, she told me, one guy went up to her in one of her other classes and said, "Why are you dating that fat loser? You're so hot. Why would you waste your time with that?" And man, to hear a girl, your girlfriend, tell you that, I didn't really know what to tell her. I even asked her one day, "Why are you with me?" And she said, when I first met her, we were at lunchtime, and I offered her candy that I was eating, and she was like, "You were just super nice, and I really like that about you." And so yeah, there's a little hint for all you guys out there. You win girls over with Sour Patch straws. It's how it's done. But so after we broke up, which was sophomore year, thankfully over sophomore year summer is when I just had this growth spurt. And I was a late bloomer, but I got super tall over summer, and I took full advantage of it. Any of the guys that were making fun of me completely stopped, because I shot up. So not only was I a big guy, I was a big, tall guy. So they stopped messing with me. Junior year is probably when the bullying of my life finally stopped. It took a long time. It took a while, but it finally stopped around junior year. So I don't know the age, what age people are watching my videos, but if you're in middle school or even high school, don't worry about it. I know I went through some really, really rough times, but I swear to you it will get better. Just keep putting your head up. You know, you're gonna get through it. It's life, and kids are cruel, you know. So I am very against bullying. It just, you know, I'm against it, but like I said, it made me who I am. It made me stronger. So, all right, guys, and we're back. So I'm actually got home from the gym, cooking up some dinner. Right now I have some mushrooms and onions sauteing, and that is going to be some turkey breast that I'm going to cook up. So I'm going to try to talk and cook at the same time and not burn everything and get the dirty dishes out of the shot, because ain't nobody got time for that, and drop the camera all at once. This is starting off good. Let me fix this little tripod meow. Maybe. There we go. Dang it! I'll be right back. Alright, got that all squared away. Now, what I was talking about was back in high school when it actually started to get better. College was nothing crazy. No one really cares in college. All that bullying junk really stops. But you still get the comments and the looks from people. But you kind of get immune to it after a while. And at that point in my life, I really did not care about anything. My perfect day would have been to wake up, not have school, wake up, get on my computer, play World of Warcraft for 12 hours, eat all the way through those 12 hours, and then go to sleep. That was a dream day at my time. That's all I did. I didn't care. All I did was just sit there and play WoW all day. And my parents recognized that. You know, a funny story. Let me actually reverse back to high school. This is a great story. This is probably when my parents really just like lost it with me. They were completely over it. They noticed that I didn't care, so it was really upsetting to them how I did not care about my life. They saw I had potential, but I didn't want to do anything about it. So probably, I think it was sophomore year, my parents wanted me to start losing weight. Now, personally, I didn't care. That's something about me. I never tried to lose weight until I just lost the weight. I had never tried to do it before because I never cared about it, but my parents wanted me to, and I didn't want to work, so they got me a personal trainer, which kind of forced me to go to the gym because I had to meet with her, and she would tell my parents how I was doing and stuff. And I was doing good. I was losing weight. I was just like, whatever, fine. I'll just keep doing this. Whatever you guys want. Whatever makes you guys happy. Get off my back. Let me go play World of Warcraft. And I was losing weight. And then, after the personal trainer was done, they wanted me to keep going to the gym. Now, that was the problem. You see, they thought I was going to the gym when really I wasn't. So they would bring me, I was 16, so I was driving, and I would drive, instead of driving to the gym like they thought I would drive to a local gaming center, a LAN center full of computers. And I would sit there for the hour, 2 hours, playing WoW, or playing any other game, for the time that I was supposed to be in the gym, and this is during the summertime, keep that in mind. Summertime in Louisiana is hot. So I would be in that LAN center while they thought that I was in the gym. And on my way home, in the summertime, what I would do is I would actually turn my heater on and drive home with my windows up, heater on, midsummer, and just sweat. So it made it look like I was going to the gym when really, no. And they were wondering, like, why is he not losing weight anymore? He was losing all this weight, and now the weight stopped. And I was like, I don't know what's going on, but really, of course I knew. I stopped working out. I started eating on the side where they weren't looking. I would go get, like, Little Debbie's, or, like, on my way to the Land Center, I would get fast food. And, it didn't bother me. Putting the weight back on did not bother me at all. Like I said, zero cares about anything. So for the longest time I was doing that, and I got away with it for a long time, and for some reason, to this day, I still don't understand. My friend, told them. My friend ratted me out to them, thinking that they already knew what I was doing, because he thought it was funny, so he thought they thought it was funny. They didn't think it was funny. That was probably the moment that my parents just stopped trusting me. They noticed I didn't care, so it was done. Like, they were over it at that point. They couldn't believe that I was doing that, because I was spending their money, that they were spending on a gym membership to go play video games. Not the smartest idea, to say the least. So, when I went into college, I continued to not care, continued to do nothing but play WoW. Finally, my dad had enough of it. And this may seem harsh to some of you guys, but I cannot thank my dad enough for doing this. And at the time, I couldn't believe it either. But when I was 18 years old, after my first semester of college, even though I didn't do bad in school, I only made like 1 C that semester, but it was the fact that I didn't care. And that I was just coasting through school. I could have been doing a lot better. Whatever. Didn't, just wanted to get home, get on the computer, and that was it. So my dad at 18 years old said, get out of my house. I'm not paying for college anymore. I want you out, go get a real job, fend for yourself, see what the real life is, because you obviously have no idea what it is. And at the time I was like, huh? What? And, you know, I was kicked out. So for a year, I lived on my own. And that was when I got the biggest. Because as soon as I moved out, it was pizza every night, chicken wings every other night, candy every night, ice cream, cinnamon rolls, all the time. I did not stop eating. And my job at that moment was at a pizza place. So I was the cook, and I would eat half the food I made. Like, I think I was eating half of that pizza place's profits. For some reason, they still promoted me to assistant manager, so yeah. But I kept coasting through life. And then finally, after a year, I realized that something, this was just not working for me. The mall job was awful. I hated working at the pizza place. Hated everything about it. So I decided that it was time. It was time to start doing something about my life, but not my weight. Still didn't care about my weight, but something needed to change about my life. So I had a big long talk with my dad. I was like, I wanted to get back to school, so I went back to school, was going in for psychology. That was my plan for the longest time, was to become a criminal psychologist. I have a bachelor's in psychology and a minor in criminal justice, and I was going to go into the jails and help criminals, you know, fix what was going on with them. And I guess that's why today I still I like helping people. It's what I enjoy doing. So I went back to school, and story's almost over because this is about when my life completely changed. That girlfriend I had in high school was the last girl that I had ever really kissed, hugged. I mean, I hadn't done anything with a girl for that long. And you hear a lot of people like that are big, they have that clicking moment, and like I said in my weight loss journey, my clicking moment was for a girl. And of course, soon as I was seeing my own progress, it stopped being for the girls and started being for me. But it doesn't really matter what your moment is that makes you realize you want to change, as long as you have something and you start changing. So I was friends with a lot of girls. Like, I was the friend zone. Like, I was the friend zone. I had a ton of friends that were girls, but nothing more. And they knew that. They knew I was not trying to get with them or anything. And then there was one girl that I knew I had zero chance with. Like, she was miles out of my league. I mean, absolute miles out of my league. So, she knew I was harmless. Until she broke up with her boyfriend and she really liked me. She really got to know me. She was the first girl for a long time that really, really got to know me. We told each other a lot of stuff. And I never approached her as wanting more because I just kept it how it was. And then she broke up with her boyfriend. And it seemed like she wanted more. So I went and did what the usual dude would do. Told her my feelings, and she was kind of receptive at first. I thought it was good. I thought we were good. And, you know, like I said, my weight loss journey, we kissed one night. And that next day was game on. This is the first time I ever tried to lose weight, and I went full speed ahead. I was ready. I wanted more of that. And, P.S. side note, no, I'm not with a girl. I'm totally happy for her. She's off marrying a guy that she loves. We good. You know, we were friends, and I probably should have kept it as friends because I do miss her as a friend. But that was the clicking moment for me. And now that, you know, this is the whole reason I wanted to make this video is not to show you how terrible my life was. It's not to tell you to like feel bad for me or anything like that. It's to make you realize that you are in full control of your life. If you do not like your life, you can change it. You are not stuck anywhere. You have full control. And I took control. I wanted to change, so I did, and so can you. So as long as you want it bad enough, and as long as your motivation is strong enough, and your motivation will do like this. You will be very motivated, and then you're like, and then you'll be really motivated, and then you'll fall. But that's why you have to, even on those times that you're down, you have to keep going. You have to mentally think about it all the time. It has to always be on your mind. So, guys, if you stuck through this entire video, thank you. Like, really, that's crazy. If you stuck through this whole video, I don't know, type 1, 2, 3 in the comments after whatever else you say. I'm just curious to see how many people actually made it this far. And if you did make it this far, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you like these kind of videos, minimal editing, me just going about my day, doing stuff, let me know. I just wanted to kind of try it out and see what you guys think. So I know it's a super long video, but I do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all. Seriously. Thank you for your support. It keeps me going. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.